Good morning, good evening, and welcome back to War Thunder. Today we're driving and reviewing the Rank 3 battle rating 4.7 British medium tank, the Sherman Firefly. With that out of the way, let's take the Sherman Firefly into battle. So, for the first game, we are on the map Mozdok. So I was thinking to just kind of follow down this stream right here, and when I got myself down on the 7 and 6 line, I would be able to fire on any enemies at Bravo and on Charlie. If you're wondering why I was pinging this map more than usual and using the squad ping, I was actually playing with the moderator from my Discord server. If you're interested in joining that, there will be a link in the description as well. As I was making my way down this stream, I heard a T-34 closing in on the hill to my left. I wasn't worried about the guy in front since he smoked off himself, so he wouldn't be able to see me. And this T-34 apparently doesn't have a headset, but Solid Shot does us no favor and forces us to fire a shell once again. But the second shell does take care of his crew. I did also hear a guy to my right on these log piles, so I did mark him for my squad mate, and we are going to keep pushing down this river. There are also a lot of guys on the Charlie point as well, and since the guy to our right doesn't seem to be in a hurry of pushing us, we are going to aim in, but our friendly does take care of him. Now we're going to have to focus on this guy to our right, since if we want to continue pushing in towards the left later, we will need to kill this guy. He is also in a prime position to advance and kill many of the friendlies pushing towards Bravo. But this player doesn't have a headset once again, so we just kill him with one shot. Having now cleared out the right flank, we are now clear to push even deeper into the enemy's zone of control. I do tell my squad mate that there are a lot of enemies on the Charlie point, and he starts by picking them off. We are also going to murder this Russian heavy tank by hitting him directly in the ammo. While our friendly keeps picking off enemies at Charlie, we are going to try to advance, but here we see one of the weaknesses of the Sherman Firefly, the abysmal depression angles. You will need to take this into account when playing the Sherman Firefly. It would be recommended by most players to play the Sherman Firefly as a long-range sniping tank, but I do find that playstyle extremely boring, so I often take it closer than what other people might recommend. So it's even more annoying that you only have 5 degrees of gun depression. So before engaging, you will need to take into account the angle of the terrain you're fighting on. You will also need to take into account the abysmal reverse rate with only 5 km per hour in reverse. But we are now clearing out the Charlie point, and I did tell my squad mate he could move up. We are also going to start engaging another target, but here again we see the weakness of Solid Shot. If that was a PhD, he would have been dead, but we're just going to anticipate where he will be, and the second shot does kill him. We're now also starting to take fire by enemies leaving the spawn for the second wave. These are presumably enemies we have killed before, and they know of our position. I am asking my squad mate to come up and help in order to try to deal with both of these foes. I hear them closing in, and this is now a problem since I won't be able to fight with only 5 degrees of gun depression on this hill. So I am trying to maneuver around to get the necessary angle on the enemy tanks. I see the first guy and I take a easy kill. I did shoot for the second guy since he was further behind and he wasn't able to see me. No problem for us, however, since we managed to spawn in the Sherman Firefly once again. Looking at the map, we see that the enemies have completely taken over B, and we spotted this T-3485 engaging friendlies as they move across the open map. We scope in, rangefind, and we unfortunately missed the target by a little bit, which causes the shell to ricochet. We are not going to stay long, however, since we are quite exposed in the position we were in. So we're just going to dip down into the river. Once we have traversed the river for a bit, we see this KV-1. So we exit the river and absolutely murder him with a 76mm AP shot to his side. We're also engaged by a T-34 who thinks he's completely invulnerable, but he doesn't know that we can just go through his upper front plate. We need to quickly repair, however, since we are very exposed with no cover right in front of a Charlie point. It does seem that the friendlies are being able to take over Bravo point. But still, we do need to repair quite quickly since we do want to stay alive. After repairing, we continue our advance, but not long after this, Sherman gets mobility killed and we pick up the final kill. And after managing to arc a shot over this hill to kill this Soviet tank destroyer, we have basically cleared out the right flank for the second time. My thought now was just to make sure the right flank was actually clear by going over and just checking myself. But then I was going to take the tank basically to the same position, a bit right of that, since I would be able to see any enemies that are leaving the spawn. Since we have captured Bravo, there's no need to be on that part of the hill. So I'm just going to take it a bit right of that where there are flatter ground, so I can actually fire at the enemies leaving the spawn, since I don't have the best of gun depression. I did also very luckily just get a few hits onto this plane, which later crashed, which means we got a air kill. Not deserved at all, but we will take it nonetheless. Having now arrived at the outskirts of Charlie, we hear a lot of engine noise. The first one is a heavy tank to our left, but looking at the minimap, he is behind the hill and our friendlies are already engaging him. So we're going to engage this PT-76 since nobody else was engaging him, and he was quite the threat once our teammates have pushed over the hill. We see a Su-85 trying to advance, but we failed to arc the shot over and he's now aware of our position. So no need to stay here since we are just going to be locked in a staring battle against this Su-85. So we're going to switch positions in order to help our team clear out the last guys on Bravo. But we don't manage to pick up the first kill, but this M42 SPAA tries to flank them, but we are here to kill them. Now this Su-85 is pushing us and I need to make a decision. I was going to try to kill him, so I'm gonna rush forward and try to get to flatter grounds as quickly as possible. But unfortunately we don't manage to depress our gun quickly enough and we do get taken out by the Su-85. Now to finish off the game, we are going to be spawning into a Spitfire to try to get a few ground kills or to clear out the air of any remaining planes. But the game is coming to a close, but we do spot a enemy. He is currently being engaged by both my squadmate and two friendly planes. But just in case, we're going to try to speed towards the battle to try to pick up a kill or just to secure and help our teammates stay alive. Taking first place with 13 total kills, we managed to earn a total of 7,674 resources. So for the next game we are on the map North Holland. I am going to make my way down the left road here. From the position I'm going to end up in, I will be able to kill pretty much anybody going on this road from the other side of the map. I will also be able to harass any enemies on the Bravo point and the enemies trying to go down the main road. When I was arriving, I didn't see anyone directly I could fire at, so we're going to try to push forward. But a KV-1 has appeared, followed by a T-34. Now I made the decision to murder the KV-1 since he will be much more of a threat to the rest of my team. I can kill both of them pretty easily, but I will hopefully kill the KV-1 first since he will be more of a threat to the rest of my team, which may struggle to kill him. The T-34 retreats and we can start focusing on any other guys. Unfortunately here our depression comes to haunt us once again, but just adjusting our position a bit and we managed to kill the Jagdpanzer IV, which is also a pain in the ass for our teammates to kill. So we basically killed two of the enemy tanks that will be very hard for the other friendlies to kill. We are now going to push forward and we find once again a tank that will be very hard for the friendlies to kill. It's a Broom Bear. It's basically a mini Sturmtiger, and with the second shot we kill the other half of his crew. After having waited a while, we see a Puma trying to get into a position to shoot our friendlies from the side. He is again a very important target that we kill. We also find a Stu, since we are also able to kill him pretty easily by just going through his tank. Now we see a very dangerous thing. It's the Sav 120. It's basically a very thinly armed 120mm autoloader tank destroyer, which is very dangerous. So we are going to load high explosive to secure that one shot, even though we may not hit central mass. If we use high explosive, he will die with one hit. We're also going to use the artillery to try to scare him away, and once he is on the move, he will be very unstable and we can just pull forward and overpressure his tank. We did also pick up a assist for the T-34 we hit at the beginning, but we get slam dunked by a Ju-87 Stuka. Spawning in the Sherman Firefly, once again we have made our way down the same road. Without any obstructions we are able to get on a pretty good flank of the enemy. We see a German SPAA. We are going to try to kill him with the first shot and we managed to do so. This position is very good since the enemies will have to look straight right, so they are going to be either killed by me or the friendlies down the road. The only possible threat is if the enemy comes down the road to our direct front, but it doesn't look like that will happen. So we are going to tuck ourselves in this corner, so if any enemies want to try to kill us, they're going to have to turn their tank to me, which means the friendlies will have a very easy shot. And if they choose to ignore me, well, this will happen. We managed to very hard cripple this Panzer IV, and with the follow-up shot he will go down. So we have basically rated a pincer here, so we will be able to basically murder anybody who tries to contest the Bravo. Now we are in a stare down with this ISU. We are not going to risk peeking him, so he will basically be useless. I can still shoot any enemies trying to cross this road, but he will basically be able to do nothing. Since if he is just staring at me, he won't be useful to his team. Now I did also try to see if there was anyone to his right. So I was hearing a Panzer IV, but in the immediate moment I didn't suspect anything. So I was going to try to flank this ISU since he was just not doing anything and I was not being able to do anything as well. But this Panzer IV just zooms around the corner and with one shot we managed to annihilate his whole crew. Now I was hearing a engine to our to our left, so I'm just going to stay in this corner since I thought this was a pretty good position to be in. Now I'm going to hope this teammate to our right finds this ISU, since if he pops forward he will get shot and we can move forward. So we are just going to be in a staring contest for the foreseeable future. I call RT on him to try to scare him away or to get a lucky kill. And after this artillery goes down, I will be using that as a kind of a smoke screen, and I pull forward and absolutely murder him. Now that the ICU is taken care of and our teammates have basically swarmed B point, we are now free to push forward without having to worry about anybody shooting us in the back or us overextending, since we are pushing with our team. Now closing in on the Charlie point, we are going to expect some enemy contact straight forward, since the enemy's one is basically right there. So we are just going in the meantime to go and capture the point. We see a SDK said push forward, but he is nothing to us since we can very easily kill him. We do spot another AA. We shoot him in the front to try to disable him, and we load high explosive to secure the kill, since even if it's high explosive I will be able to kill him, but the friendly picks up the kill. We now also have enough for a nuke if we were be able to spawn it, but unfortunately it's too low of EBR. So we're just going to continue pushing forward since the enemies is basically no threat to us here. And we also hear a Churchill. This is also, in the beginning when we killed the KV-1, a very dangerous thing to face. Not for us, but for our teammates who will probably struggle very hard. We do disable him so he won't be able to do anything, and we forced him to turn towards us as well. We also killed this clueless Strug, but we are now basically forcing this Churchill to face us, and with that he goes down to a shot to the side of his turret. So he either had to turn to us, which he did, and our friendlies can pick up the kill. We are now just going to keep pushing forward. Since this game is basically over, we want to pick up as many kills as possible. But now we do hear that, so we get absolutely murdered by a HE-111. Kinda sucks, but it is what it is. We kinda get that for spawn capping the enemy. Now spawning in the Spitfire to try to just finish off any enemies remaining in the air. We are locked in a dogfight with this P-36. We set him on fire once, which cripples his ability to fly, and he tries to run away, but with my superior speed and this fantastic aim as you can see right now, we do kill him eventually by setting him on fire and then pumping a few more cannon shots in to get that severe damage. That also means this game is basically done. We do get intercepted by a German P something something. But if this game would have gone on a bit longer, we would have absolutely murdered him. With a total of 14 kills, we take first place in our team once again, earning a total of 8,589 research points and 79,609 silver alliance. That also signals the end of this video. If you enjoyed it, please leave a like and subscribe. As always, there will be more content to come about War Thunder. Until next time, take care.